Hello and welcome back, everyone. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's get this settled, secured. There we go. Had to readjust the seat real quick. What's going on, guys? Thanks for being here tonight. We already got a super chat from George Dimitropoulos for $4.99. Hail to you, sir. Let's get a... There it is. Thank you for the super chat for $4.99. George says, hello, Max. Thank you for reading Henry Tubman. Also, for whatever reason, I thought you were an Arizona guy. No, California guy, California kid, Cali boy. Sorry, is my mic hot? I'm looking at my sound levels. I just want to make sure I'm not, I want to make sure I'm coming in clear. Holy crap, man. Yeah, George, did you love the Harriet Tubman book? That was hilarious. If you guys haven't done so already, go to Friday night's live stream, which was the weekly comic wrap-up, and myself, Drew, and Kyle all looked at the Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer comic book produced by Whatnot, I think it was. It was too funny, man. Like, not good funny, it was like bad funny. So, but yeah, you guys asked for it, we found it, and we gave it to y'all. It was something else. It was something else. It was exactly what we would expect it to be, right? So, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And George, thank you for the super chat once again, brother. Give me that air horn. And yeah, no, the Henry Tubman, too funny, too funny. What is up, Ben? Making 2 streams in one day, dude. Dang. Hopefully you were able to get some sleep after that road trip that you had. We got Jacob Ironside. Hail to you as well, brother. Woad Warrior. Oh, we gotta get the rap horn out for the Woad Warrior. Rudy says, yo, was just watching the previous vid. The only rating on that Henry Tubman book. Just... There you go. That Henry Tubman book was too funny, man. I can't even... There are no words. No words. Finally, Max is having Hunter J on. I wish, Zax. Do you know how famous I would be if I actually had Hunter J on? Gosh, you guys crushed it last night on that stream. That was amazing. Great job the other night. That was too funny. Cajun Corey, hail to you, sir. What's up, brother? Who is down with the MVP? You know me. Thank you, Mark McGrath. Great to see you here as well. And Jay, our lovely, beautiful Jay. We hope that you are doing well, Jay. And we are all praying for your speedy recovery. I am especially praying for you and hoping that you have a easy and healthy couple weeks ahead of you, and also that you see how much you mean to this community and how much you mean to your friends and family. So I hope that you are doing well. We were all worried about you, so I'm glad to hear that you are at least working on healing up. So hail to you, Jay. We've got Dr. Rachel Lindbergh. Hey, Rach, good to see you. Thanks for being here. And Josh, another one making 2 streams in one day. That's dedication right there. As well as Ash Lauren. Hey, Ash, thank you for being here as well. Good. I'm glad that you guys can hear me all right then. That's good. And Psychotic Mongoose. I saw you this morning in the chat for the Warhammer stream. Just wasn't able to give you a hail. So hail to you, Psychotic Mongoose. Thanks for being here, dude. Let's see. I think that's everyone. We got Dylan Lindsay, MVP, the best villain name on YouTube. Thanks, man. I guess that's a good thing, right? That's kind of cool. So if you guys haven't already seen the live stream from Friday, that's totally fine because it was a long stream. I think we went like 3 or 4 hours. It was a long one. It was a long boy. But if you guys didn't get a chance to see that, that's totally fine because this morning I put out an edited video. It's probably like 35 minutes or so. An edited down video of our best and our worst comics of the week. So if you guys want to see which books came out this week that myself, Kyle, and Drew would recommend, which ones we would give kind of a meh, and which ones that we would give like a total skip it or like completely rip the book, you're definitely going to want to check out that video. It was fun. I really enjoyed doing that format, and I think that might be something that I'd love to do every week for you guys. If we can if we read at least 10 books, I think we have a good format there, 2 to 3 minutes a book, give it a quick review, skip it, meh, or recommend, and you guys get a 20 to 30 minute video. I think that would be a good deal. So, yeah, thanks, Zax. I appreciate it, brother. It's easy for me to clip out, right? It takes a while to edit all the little things in the live stream. However, it makes it so much more digestible for you guys. It's so much easier for you guys to just watch that video if you don't have time to watch the full stream. And it's like, yeah, I love that format. So I think it works great. And I think a lot more people would be more receptive to something that's a little bit shorter format than the couple hour long live stream. So anyway, so yeah, if you guys like that, let me know, and go support that video, because yeah, I'm hoping that it does well, and if we can do it pretty consistently, we'll try and do it. Next week I will be gone, however, and honestly I think the week after that I might actually be gone as well. We may have to put it on hiatus for the next 2 weeks, even though we just started. So yeah, with all that being said, hope you guys enjoy stuff like that. In terms of, so tonight should be pretty quick and pretty simple. I don't really have anything planned on the docket tonight in terms of, new books or new movies or new, whatever it is that's coming out, any news. Because if you guys haven't realized, or at least I've been kind of realizing this right now, is that there really hasn't been a lot of news that I could think of. And yes, there have been announcements, and there's been stuff with the WGA and stuff with Amazon, like Rings of Power just came out and said that only 37% of people actually watched the entire show. That's pretty pathetic, but that tracks, right? No one wanted that. We didn't ask for Rings of Power, Hey, Roman, congrats on the 400, Roman. Thank you for being here, my friend. Hail to you. So yeah, I don't know if it's just me or if you guys have noticed that as well, but I've seen kind of not an uptick, but a downturn in news and media stuff. And I wonder if it is because of the WGA, because we haven't gotten things from actors or writers, No crazy Twitter stuff that I can think of. No crazy goofy clips from actors, just being ridiculous or writers being ridiculous. So I feel like that might be why we have seen kind of a slower couple months, But I hope that everyone is doing well this fine evening. What I figured I would do is, because there isn't a lot of news, is I would kind of give you guys an update of school, what that looks like, and how that has been kind of not informing, but how that's kind of been coalescing with the channel. So yeah, Wode, that might be a good way of putting it. Less trash in the feed due to the quote unquote unemployed. You're welcome, Roman. Hail to you, brother. So what else? Oh, so all that being said, yeah, so school. So I just applied to a program for my school that I'm going to. As you guys know, I'm getting my master's in business. I think they call it business administration. And they just created this brand new program for the university. And they're like, all second year MBA students can apply to this program, but you have to have like prerequisites first. So yeah, that too, Josh. That's a very good point. A lot of people aren't allowed to like talk right now, so that kind of helps. So this scholars program this is the first year that they've run it, and they're really trying to change the program. They're trying to reinvigorate a lot of these students that are in the MBA right now. So they said for the prerequisites that you have to have in order to apply, just to apply, you have to have a 3.5 or above GPA. You have to have been working a full-time, part-time job, either a full-time or a part-time job, or an internship during the first year of your, schooling. And I think those were the first two. And then they were like, okay, so if you meet those two, then you have to submit deliverables. So you have to submit a video, a 1 to 2 minute video. You have to submit your resume. You have to submit a 2 to 3 page paper. And then you have to submit a recommendation from an advisor or a staff member at the university that you have interacted with or have had a class with. So it's a lot. Like, I was looking at this and I was like, oh, wow, this is a lot to do and a lot to meet these requirements and to produce all this stuff. But I really wanted to get into this program because essentially what they're trying to do is that the scholars program is that they assign the people who are part of the program mentors. And so they will assign, so say I get into the program, they'll assign me a mentor. And then that mentor will help guide me to my next position or my next career. So like, if I want to work at Netflix, they would get me on track to begin the process of what it would look like to work at Netflix, right? So these mentors are supposed to help us, with our resumes, with our interview process, our career track and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I would love that. I could definitely use that, right? Because the past 5 years of my life have been military, so I haven't been in the corporate world. I don't know what that looks like. So, Cajun says the only time I go to school is for college football. That's a good point. So, I do all this stuff, right? And the due date is set on a Friday. And it's like, have all your stuff in by Friday. And if you don't turn it in, you won't be eligible for the program. We can't take you into the program. If you want to apply, make sure that all of this stuff is in on Friday. So I make this video, which, by the way, members, remind me, I will be putting my video up that I sent to this scholars program. I will be putting that up for you guys if you want to see that. I'm in a full suit, have a nice background and everything. So it's a cool video. I think you guys will like it. But Yes, Rachel, and it's good that the program assigns a professional mentor. Academic mentors do not help prepare you for work or life outside of academia. That's a great point, and which is why I think it would be really cool to be part of this, because these individuals know more so of the industry and the career aspect of things as opposed to the academic side of things. So, what's up, Mike? Corporate world almost mirrors government work. That's what I've heard. So I'm interested because I have been sending in applications after applications after applications, and that's just what you have to do, right? Is just continually send in your application to all these different places. And most of the time you get rejections. Most of the time, most of my applications have gotten a rejection. So it's tough. It's tough out there, man. So except for the chain of responsibility, some red tape with a lack of direction, very frustrating for those of us who like structure. That is also true because you have your chain of command, which I would assume you have a chain of command. So for like corporate structure as well. But I mean, government has so much red tape that it's brutal. Like to get one task done, you have to do this, have this signed and then turned in by this guy, but then have this thing already prepared and done. So there's a lot of red tape in government work from military background, I guess. So the leader, the founder of this program, the head of this program says, have all your deliverables, have all your papers, your videos, your recommendation, all that stuff, have it in by this Friday. This was, I think, 2 weeks ago. And I turned in all my stuff. I think it was like a Wednesday or Thursday, just because I was like, I want it in early. I don't want to be waiting till the last minute. I just want to give this stuff in, turn this stuff in, and be good, So I get an email on like a Monday or Tuesday that next week thinking, oh, they're going to hopefully, give me a pass or fail, right? Or they're going to give me you've been accepted or you've been rejected. But no, the email says, hey, you guys sent in such great stuff that we're going to actually extend the due date another week. So if you haven't gotten your paperwork in, if you haven't done your video, if you haven't gotten your resume in, we're going to extend it another week for you guys because we love what you guys are doing. And I was like, so you're telling me that everyone who you told prior to this, turn in your shit on time to make sure you get into this program. Now you're just saying, oh no, fuck you guys. Like that was just a goof. That was just a gaffe. We were just kidding. The real date is now a week later. I was like, what the fuck is the point of having the initial date then? Why would I? So now I've turned in my stuff. What if someone else gets my position, but turned in their stuff late? But because you like their stuff better, but they couldn't produce the deliverables on time. You know what I mean? Oh, I was so mad. I was furious. So I was like, okay, all right, Max, it's okay. Don't make a big deal out of it. It's not a big deal. You turned your stuff in. You know, for your own sake, that you did something right here. It doesn't matter if they change the date, whatever. So then I get another email, and you need all the forms in order to order in a box of pens. Yeah. Yeah, that tracks. So then I get another email, and it says, hey, we've received all of your paperwork. We received all of your video, your resume. We received all that. Now we're going to conduct an interview with you. And I was like, you know what? Okay. All right. When is the interview? What do I have to do? Josh says, Max, that is the corporate industry, except reverse. We know we said this was due next week, but it's actually due tomorrow. Oh, no. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, that's a great point, Rudy. Exactly. And yeah, Mike, that was kind of the thing that I had to tell myself. Like, listen, it's out of my control. I at least did my part, right? I turned my stuff in, and I think that's what's important. So then I get another email, and they go, yeah, we want to interview you for this program. And I was like, the initial paperwork never said anything about an interview. So like, that's fine. I don't mind interviewing. I think I'm a fairly good interviewer. I can speak intelligently. I can articulate my points well, but I would have liked to have known so that I could, prepare, or have my suit, what if my suit wasn't cleaned, or just little things like that, where I was like, listen, if you're going to have an interview process, tell us that, right? So then they say, yeah, we're going to do an interview, and here's the Zoom link. And so I go, well, I'm literally 10 minutes away from the university. Why would I do a Zoom link? I'm like right here. So I was like, why don't I just interview in person? And they said, oh no, well, people on the panel won't be able to be there in person, so we're just going to do it over Zoom. So I was like, okay, that's fine. But I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I always feel like I interview better in person. I feel like when I'm trying to interview over Zoom, or when I'm having like a business conversation over Zoom, it feels like I can't really connect as well with the person. Zach's, that is probably what is, yeah, that might be, because here's the thing. If I don't make it into the program, I do want to see who they actually do let into this program, right? So that would be a very interesting study to see who they, who they have. So that'd be pretty wild. So all that being said, I did the interview. We'll see. We'll find out within the next 2 weeks or so. But man, if this is what the corporate world looks like, I mean, granted, the Marine Corps, we had to deal with a lot of bullshit too, right? The Marine Corps, it's got that hurry up and wait mentality where it's like, okay, we got to be here, and then we got to do this thing, and like it's got to be 15 minutes early to this, prior to this, 3 weeks before this, and then by the time you get there, it's like, oh, well, we'll wait for a little bit, and it's like, oh. So, the Marine Corps has plenty of its bullshit, as well as I'm assuming the corporate world does as well, so. Yeah, yeah. Got to make sure I got my purity seal on my microphone, man. Yeah, it was drooping. Definitely don't wear pants if it's on Zoom. Yeah, no, Roman, I will 100%, I will be totally honest with you guys. I had my nice dress shirt, my nice suit, like my navy blazer, and like gym shorts. So... like there's no one on Zoom who's conducting any sort of form of business that has a full suit on. There's no way. At least I don't think. I don't know. So, that has been interesting. But the other thing is that I have been able to, thankfully, with the classes that I do have, I've been able to thankfully work a little bit more on the channel. And this week alone, I've produced 2 new videos, like for just like actual edited, published videos instead of live streams. And it feels good. I mean, I want to try and get back into the swing of things, but it is much more difficult with, of course, the workload. But this semester looks like I might be able to do more of that, so we will see. And what is going on? The MVP of last night's chat and last night's stream, Hail Chat and MV Pogue. Wow. From Flaccid Phoenix. Josh says that was the gayest cup I've ever seen. What? It's blue. Superman blue. What do you want, Josh? Flaccid, yeah. For those of you who guys don't know, Pogue is a person other than Grunt. So, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Don. Hail to the man, Flaccid. But yeah, the classes are going well. There's one class that I'm actually taking that's really interesting. It's part of the film school, and it's on agents and managers. And I don't know if I told you guys this last week or 2 weeks ago when we did the solo stream, but you can tell that it's like it's Los Angeles in a classroom. You know what I mean? But we do it in one of the theater rooms. So it is like, picture every high school theater kid that you know, and then picture Los Angeles in 2023, and like put those people together in a room, and that's what we have for our agents and managers class. It is so interesting. I will probably say that I'm the only one who thinks the way I do and has the type of beliefs that I do in that class. And what's so funny is like, on my backpack, like on my student backpack, I have like my Marine Corps patch and my unit patch. And then I have a big patch that says like, "In God We Trust." And so I wear that on my backpack. I don't realize like that whenever I walk around this class, I have my pack on. And so they probably just look at me and be like, "Oh my God, he's Satan," you know? The professor is great though. He's incredibly knowledgeable. We bring in a couple guests every now and then to talk about the industry, but man, it is, it's something else. One of the heads of the film school, one of the things I remember him telling me when I first applied for the class to take the class as an elective was that he said, "Listen, if you want to be in this industry, that's fine, but just make sure that you know that the industry is full of chaos and egos. And if you're okay with that, if you're successful, maybe you can deal with chaos and egos. But if not, you may want to rethink, you know, and see what else is out there." So I'm thankful that he was very honest with me, you know, because most people who go to Hollywood, or most people who move to LA and are like, "I'm going to make it big, you know, in LA," no one has that conversation with them. No one sits them down and says like, "Listen, this industry is brutal. It's nasty. And sometimes it's dark. And are you willing to be able to lay down the groundwork, the foundation of working with chaos and egos, if that means potential success later on?" Jacob, is the stream skipping? I hope not, brother. So if you were Satan, they would probably like you. Mike, you know what? Honestly, that's a good point. That's a good point. Never hide your light, says Rudy. I love that, brother. Thank you. Yeah. Roman says the military is full of chaos and egos. Roman, maybe, but not as... chaos, yes, sure. The military was definitely chaos. But for the most part, the guys that I worked with were actually super humble and very kind. Why do you feel attacked, Josh? You lived in LA, but you're not... Oh, you know what? You're a theater kid. That's right. You're a thespian. I love my theater kids. I was a former theater kid. There's nothing wrong with it. So before I hopped on stream, I was looking at Twitter, and I was thinking of ideas that I wanted to go over, and I was like, you know, what could we talk about tonight? What would be fun, right? What could we discuss? And I saw this from Papa Gundam himself, from our main man Papa Gundam. And oh, you know what? Here, well, let me just quickly summarize the class. Anyway, it's a great class. I really do enjoy it. I don't feel like I necessarily fit in or like I belong, but that's totally fine. Everyone is going to feel that way, right? And so it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm learning a ton in that class, especially when it comes to the WGA stuff and the Actors Guild and what that means for managers and agents and producers, and there's so many different jobs that I didn't even know existed. So it's really interesting to get a peek behind the curtain of all this stuff we talk about in pop culture and entertainment to actually like see kind of how the thought process works behind the scenes. So I'm really enjoying the class, and I'm very, very grateful that I have the opportunity to be in that. You can just tell it's a completely different world. Like it's not even the same world. It's a different dimension, right? Just completely different. So yeah, I wonder if I were to express how I feel and how I value things and what my beliefs are, I wonder if I would still be accepted, you know? It is kind of a thought-provoking question, but maybe at some point later on in the semester, I'll see. But for now, things have been fine, so we'll see. So I saw this from our Papa Gundam himself, and I see he posted this picture. I don't know who this is. Sock Darling? She says, oh man, if you're uncomfortable with a woman having a penis, maybe you're not mature enough to be dating. That's a bold statement. That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him. Papa Gundam says, if you are uncomfortable with people having preferences, maybe you're not mature enough to leave your room. And I think that's a fair response. Because how many times do we see on dating apps, on Twitter, on TikTok, on, you know, all these different formats, and even just in real life, of women having these standards of the 666 rule, you know? He has to be 6 feet tall, he has to be make six figures, and he has to have a six-pack of abs. And it's like those are preferences that they have, and that's fine. But this preference, like the fact that I may not want a penis on my girlfriend, that's a preference I have. But somehow, because my preference is that I'm now not mature enough to be dating, you know, it's such an odd concept. So all that being said, I saw this and I go, oh my God, what if I talk about the dating that I've experienced so far, in California? Because yeah, right, Ben? That's what I guess I'm not mature enough then to be dating. Shoot. Oh, shucks. I thought I was, but guess not. Guess I got to reassess here. Right, Rudy? Coincidence? Maybe not. Or yeah, maybe. Yes, actually, no, that's a good point, Cajun. The only exception that I do make is Tina. Tina has my heart and my hoodie. So so I thought, you know what, maybe I could talk about some of my experiences that I've had here in California. Or not like necessarily experiences, but some of the women that I've met or the women that I've seen here. That's a good, actually, Roman, that's a good point. If it has a penis, it's probably not a girlfriend. Yeah. I can't disagree with that. Can't argue with that logic. So I was going to go over, oh my God, this is a long list. So for the most part, in June or July, I think it was, like right around Dallas, I was hanging out with X-Ray Girl and Kara. And I think I had asked them, or I think we were talking about, like, should I go back on dating apps? Because it's been a while. You know, my last, technically, the last relationship that I had was 2021. Yeah, Josh, that's a great point. He says, look, we're reaching the end of our civilization. History has provided a trend of civilizations falling when they become obsessed with sex and gender. For example, Greek and Roman. Well, dude, that's why I think about the Roman Empire every day, not just because I'm a man, but also because of the times that we're currently in. Like, I frequently consider what the Romans were going through, and how they almost like worshipped over-sexualizing things, right? I got news for you, says Cajun. So there are a few there so yeah, there are a few things that I was thinking about when I was starting my dating profile again, because I the last girl I dated, I think, was in 2021. It ended really poorly. I was just miserable the entire time we were dating, and yet I still kept trying to make it work, and it never did. And I don't necessarily think I regret that portion of my life, those few months, but it still just made me feel like absolute shit, because I've never been treated more poorly in a relationship than that one. And so it really opened my eyes to like, oh my God, this is really what a unhealthy relationship looks like. So after that, I really just like didn't want to date at all. I was like, fuck this. I am so done. Like, if this is what relationships look like in 2021 or 2022 or 2023, like, why am I even like, no, I am so out. I am done. And I was still in my 20s at that time. I think I was still like 27 or 28. Hey, what's up, actually, Andrew? Yo. I think this might be your first time here on the stream, brother, but welcome. And hey, man, your tweets have been hilarious, back and forth with with our man. What's his name? Oh shoot, Jake? I forget. Josh, I'd love for you to share. You probably got better stories than I do. Hell, right? Oh yeah, Mike. Here you go. I always say, if she can't accept a 40-year-old married guy with 2 kids, she's too immature to be dating. Yeah, is that your kind of your line in the sand, or is this like an ironic statement? I can't tell. Sorry. Dr. Rachel says dating apps can work out, but it's very rare from what I've seen. I have seen them work pretty well. Like, I know a couple of my friends that actually are married to the women that they met on their dating apps, and they're beautiful, and they're really kind and sweet and have a great family. Lady G, what's up, Lady G? She says dating in California has to be like playing "Is This Mine Gonna Blow Up in My Face, or is it safe to touch?" Yeah, that's kind of the vibe. That's kind of the vibe. What's up, Jana? Sup, boners? What's up, nerds? So, let's see. I'm talking to X-Ray Girl and Kara, and I'm like, I really just like, I don't know, I really just don't want to even venture into it, but it is something that I do want a wife and kids. I do want a family, and I'm now 30. So if I don't put myself out there, then I'll never do, that will never happen. So, I go, all right, I'll start my dating profile, right? I'll start it up again. But, X-Ray Girl and Kara, I want you guys to like look over it and like perfect it for me, right? So I'm sending them pictures, and I'm sending them like things that I should put on my bio, and I'm like, okay, so I'll put this and I'll put this, and they're like, okay, take this picture out and put this one in, and don't say that or don't do this. They were awesome. So big ups to them, hail to them. And so we had fun with it, and I was on the dating apps for a while and tried to take it, pretty seriously, because I was like, maybe this could, because I had great success with it in 2018 or 2019. I met a girl that we dated for about almost a year, I want to say, and she was amazing. And I found her on one of those apps. So I was like thinking about what it would mean to find someone like that again. So I went back on, and let me tell you, it's been rough. It has been rough. I don't know if it's just because of the time frame of 2019 era when people were dating, and now like 2023 era of when people are dating, but it seems like a completely different pool of people. Like I said, I don't know if it's just me or what, but I do not remember it being this way. Lady G says, can we talk about your last girlfriend? She's an idiot. We'll call her Dodo, because she's gotta go extinct. Well, thank you, Lady G. I appreciate that. We could talk about her, but it's not as fun. It's more depressing, honestly. It's not like as fun. So, And oh my gosh, Lady G coming in hot with $2. She says, which apps? Christian Mingle is not good. Really? Have you gotten this from your friends or have you been on it before? Well, first of all, hail to you, Lady G. Let's get that air horn in here for the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. So I'm mainly on, well, actually, I'm only on Hinge and Bumble. Hinge and Bumble, and I won't even do like Tinder. That's a joke. Like, everyone knows Tinder is a joke. Oh my God. Josh says, man, I last dated in 2007. Holy shit. It's a rough realization when you go from like a couple years in between the next time you date, right? Ash, yeah, that's even you're saying dating apps are way worse now. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just the sign of the times, right? But I feel like this isn't just, this is happening with a lot of different people. But well, thanks, Josh. Wow. Josh says Max recommended Hinge and it's been my least favorite so far. Oof. Sorry, buddy. That's where I've had my most success, but I don't know. Actually, Andrew says Christians are too horny. You're telling me, man. I went to a Christian university for my undergrad, so I know exactly how that is. And me being a Christian myself, yeah, I can successfully say, yeah, that's true. But that's funny. So yeah, I'm only on those two, and X-Ray Girl and Kara thankfully helped me, kind of make it perfect. And I'm by no means a 10 or whatever, and if Flaccid's still here, he's gonna be like, oh, poor Max, can't fucking find a girl, blah, blah, blah. But, hey, you already found your girl, so I can complain all I want. And you're not in California, so suck it. Josh says Tinder is where the gays go for relationships. Grindr's the joke. Interesting. Maybe, yeah, so maybe Tinder is like the Grindr for straight relationships. Because Tinder for straight, like men and women, I feel like is just for hookups, and it's like a joke of an app. Whereas that, like you said, Grindr is more for hookups for the gay community. Lady G says, this is going to sound insane, but if you really want to do the dating app thing, my friends met on Farmers Only. Oh, that's right. I think you guys were talking to me about that in Dallas, maybe. That's a good point. Oh, Ash, I'm sorry. Yeah, you had to delete both. Yeah, they're like I said, I've always had success in terms of like actually meeting fairly genuine people for the most part. But oh man, we've got before we get on to the this segment, I gotta give another to the Woad Warrior for celebrating 7 months of a membership. That's almost a full-born baby, my dude. You're almost birthed of a membership. He says, my messages don't seem to be going through, but wanted to say 22 years with the missus, 19 married tomorrow. It can work, but you have to work at it. Whoa, dude, hail to you, my brother. And hey, congrats on 19 tomorrow, man. Yeah, here, let me give you an applause here. 19 years. Congratulations on the anniversary, man. Hopefully you guys do something fun. Go out, get dinner, go see a movie, or just hang out, relax, or don't do anything. Either one. Whatever you guys find is going to be the best way to celebrate. And thank you for celebrating 7 months of your membership or your anniversary with me. So Hinge and Bumble are probably the only two that I use. They're in the past couple months, so since June, July, August, September. In those past months, I've talked to 2 girls that have actually said, hey, let's go get coffee, or hey, let me take you to dinner, or let's go grab drinks or something. And out of those 2, both of them canceled. So like, I get their number. We're talking about conversation about our lives and about who we are, like what our passions are, what we do for work, where we're from, just like regular conversation. So I finally go like, hey, this has been a lot of fun. I really would love to get to know you more. Do you want to go grab coffee? Or like, can I take you to dinner this Friday night? Or like whatever the next step is, right? And both of them said yes initially. And they were probably a couple weeks apart from each other. But the first one was like, yeah, let's meet Sunday after church or something. So I was like, sweet, I'll see you there. Like, leaving church on my way, I'm in my car, and you get the text, oh my God, you're gonna hate me. And I was like, oh, here we go, right? Everyone has received that text. Oh my God, you're gonna hate me. I fucking turned around my car so fast. I was like, motherfucker. I knew it. Jana, it's true. It's true. Happens all the time. Oh, Josh coming in with a super chat for $1.99 says, Max, we should try Farmers Only. Oh, we should try Farmers Only and report back. If your spelling wasn't jacked up, I would have read that better. But thank you for the $1.99. And yes, we should try Farmers Only and report back. The only thing is I don't necessarily know if I want to pay for something right now. We'll think about it. But I think we may have some success. We'll find out here. Higher Bond and eHarmony are great too. Dang, Lady G, bringing out all the apps, eh? If Catholics don't scare you, Catholic Match is a solid site too. Currently finding the must-have working legs things a lot of challenge. Oh, Jay, yeah, for your for what you're going through right now, absolutely. I hope that you're able to find some strength. What kind of world do we live in that this man can't find a girl? Lady G, I think it's just mostly California. Yeah, Josh. Oh my God, you're gonna hate me. I accidentally invited my ex. Oh my God. Yes, no. I mean, not that bad, but it is bad to where it's like, oh my God, you're gonna hate me, but like, I can't make it. Ben says, oh, that's cool. Mark says, met my wife in a bar on Halloween almost 25 years ago. Mark, what was her costume? What was her Halloween costume? Ben says, whenever the job topic comes up, I get ghosted after saying I don't work and am on a military disability pension. I don't really bother with trying apps anymore. Ben, you know what, dude? I try and leave my work out of it until I possibly, like, I can't avoid it any longer. Not because I'm ashamed of it or not because, I don't like what I do, but because I feel like that means so little in the grand scheme of things. And yeah, for the most part, when you get women who say, what do you do? How much do you make? You automatically have this feeling of like, I can tell you, but what do you like? What I understand that you're looking for security and I can give you that, but like, if you don't respect my job or if you don't respect that I don't work. And see, that was one thing that my ex hated, that I was receiving disability from the Marine Corps. I was doing YouTube. And at the time she was like, why don't you find a fucking real job? And I was like, oh, this is so toxic, and that is just, that's someone that you do not need in your life whatsoever. Oh my God, Ash, that is horrifying. She said the last guy I talked to from an app, he got arrested. Jesus. Well, Ash, I'm glad that you are not with him anymore. Gosh dang. Yeah. Whew. Rachel said, I DM'd my boyfriend with a fart joke and now we live together. Hail to that, Dr. Rachel. I love it. I love to hear a success story. Oh my gosh, Lady G, you are too kind with another $5. She says, I've never gotten that text, ever. Hubby never stood me up, and I never stood him up. I don't want to pay for anything right now, aka cheap. And that is what I see I see that a lot, is like, so basically whenever I got not stood up, but whenever I got these text messages from these women that were like, oh my God, you're gonna hate me, I can't make it, or like, oh, like, sorry, I'm not gonna be able to go, you normally would think that the next response is going to be, oh my God, I'm so sorry that I can't make it. What about Wednesday though? Or like, what, can we meet up next weekend? Or I'm available on this day, right? And if they don't come back with that, then they're not interested in you. Like, at least from what I have experienced in my, decade worth of, dating or whatnot, longer than that. For the women who have said to me, hey, I can't make it, and they don't follow up with anything, I just go, okay, fine, then sorry, but we're not going to talk anymore. Like, like, cool. I guess I don't respond, because they obviously do not care about me or my time, and they obviously have something better to do. So why put what did Gary say the other day? Don't put pussy on a pedestal. I'm sorry if that's crass, but like, no, that's seriously, I feel like if someone isn't willing to compromise and say, I can't do this, but I can do that. And kind of to your point, Lady G, even if it's like, oh, I can't pay for anything right now, or like, oh, I don't really want to pay for a huge, expensive meal, that's fine, because we can do something else. Like, oh, that's fine, let's go for a walk, or, let's just do coffee and I'll pay for coffee, right? Or there's so many other things you can do, as opposed to just, oh, let's go to like a really expensive dinner. So at least I think that's kind of what you were talking about. Yeah, how much do you make is a weird question. Oh no, where'd that go? I'm losing you guys. There's Ben. Ben says, yeah, they ask, I answer honestly. If they're gonna have that reaction, I'd rather deal with that sooner than later. That's a good point, Ben. Because if you do it later on, after you've like made a connection with this woman, it might be a little bit rough. But if you do it first thing right off the bat, at least you haven't wasted your time. I don't want to say wasted your time, but spent too much time with someone who's not going to respect you. And let me also preface, I am not the love guru here. This is all my experiences. This is just from what I've seen. And I love listening to you guys in chat, because you guys also have a ton of experience with this stuff too. But I mean, Wode, what are you doing, brother, with $20? Just crushing it tonight. You were the man, dude. Thank you so much. With that rap air horn. And you know what? For the 20, let's get some Black Templars in here, eh? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. For $20, the Wode Warrior says, I appreciate you, brother. You and the Fellowship got me to start my own YouTube journey. Finally got my first vid over 1K. Nice to know we aren't alone. Hail to the Fellowship. The Emperor protects. Wolverines. Nice, dude. I watched your video. It was hilarious, man. I loved it. I liked the fact that it was just simple one-sentence things like, what did you say about the Black Templars? Like, I hate everyone and I can't read, or something. Or like the Ultramarines, it's like, I'm a basic bitch. Like, I love the comedy, but then at the end, I really appreciated what you had to say as well, because you're like, hey, this is just levity. This is just what I love to do. We make fun of ourselves. We have some humor, and I love this hobby. And this is a fun video for me to do. So I love that, Wode. Thank you for the 20. That's awesome, man. And congrats on your first vid over 1K. That's a huge milestone for a small creator. I'm a small creator. for us as small creators to get videos over 1K. It's tough to do. It's tough to do. Lady G, I'm sorry. I tend to take things literally. But no, they don't even offer that. And that's kind of why I just go, okay, well then on to the next, I guess. Yeah, like waiting for the alternative is the big thing. Ben says, I'm friends with young Christians like myself, so I'm leaving it in God's hands, and I'm sure I'll meet or be introduced to someone great. Hail to that, man. This may sound cheesy, this may sound lame or whatever, but I truly do pray every morning that God can make me into the man that my future wife can appreciate, and that my future children can appreciate, that my current community, friends, and family can all benefit from, and can all can be enriched by. I pray that God can make me that type of man, to be that man for those individuals, for those people, right? And so whenever my future girlfriend or future wife does show up, I hope that the time that I have put in through prayer and reading scripture and whatnot, and spending time to try and focus on what it means to be a good husband, a good father, a good man in my community and for my family and for my friends, whatever that means, whatever that looks like, I hope to try and do that. And I think that that's really important. So you're on the right path, Ben, and you're really doing more so than a lot of other guys are doing. So I commend you and I respect that. Keep fighting that good fight, because it's tough, man. It's super tough, because you're like, well, God, if it's on your time, I'll wait for your timing. But so you don't want to like push it, but you also don't want to just sit back and just be like, all right, I guess I just won't do anything, because you want to still be out there dating, but it's tough. It's tough. Women can be fickle like that, says Lady G. We expect you, men, to chase us, quote unquote, and know that. That is what we want from you. But see, Lady G, I feel like that's a game, though. I don't play fucking games. I'm 30 years old. I'm not going to play fucking games. I'm sorry. And that's what I get really sick of, is like, if she's looking for someone to chase her, I have already done that by implying and by telling her I'm interested in you. I want to date you, or I want to take you out on a date. I want to take you to dinner or take you to coffee. I am being intentional with how I do that with my words. I'm being intentional with showing her that I appreciate her. So if she wants to go like, oh, I can't make it, for me to like chase after her, sorry, but no, that's a fucking game, and I'm not going to play fucking games. So, back in my day, says Roman, we offered 3 chickens and a goat. How far did that get you, Roman? Josh says for $9.99. Gosh dang, you guys are crushing it with these super chats. Let's get that air horn. Thank you, sir, for $9.99. You know what, Josh? Let's get some greasy, sweaty men for that $10 super chat. I love that movie. Love it. Josh, for $10, says, since ending my long-term relationship, I've dated 2 guys who I eventually found out were married. Oh, 2 women. Whew. And one who I went to high school with ended up getting addicted to drugs and lost his medical license. Wow. Whew. Josh, you should be on the stream with me sharing your stories as well, dude. Oh my goodness. Hashtag winning, I guess. Thank you for the $10, brother. But man, that is a brutal story. All love to you, man. I hope that nothing like that happens to you again, right? But I feel like that dating pool can be so scary and so secretive, like you said, like that those 2 guys were married to women. Ben says, all these stories of how the chat met their significant others are awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I agree, Ben. Yeah, thank you guys for sharing. This is really, truly It's great to see what other people have experienced as well, you know, whether it's good, bad, and the ugly. It really is interesting to hear what you guys have to say is. Rudy says, I thought that the rule is if a guy asks a girl to dinner, the guy pays for dinner. Is that no longer a thing? That's normally what I try and do, Rudy. Like I feel like that's the simplest form of just dating and what I feel like is very traditional, right? If I like you, I'm going to ask you out. We're going to go to dinner and I will pay. But maybe that's different. I don't know. Omega Man says, I've gotten really comfortable doing things by myself recently, eating out, movies, events, traveling. I've never been successful dating, but I don't let being alone stop me from living my life. And I think that's a great what's the term I'm looking for? I think that's a great way to live, Omega, if that is how you feel is living your purpose, right? I have recently, for the past 2 years or so, gotten really comfortable doing the same. I tend to be more so alone. Like I tend to do things like going to the movies alone or going to dinner alone, like you said. That's naturally what I tend to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. So if that works for you, brother, more power to you. And if you find that you're more fulfilled, that you have more purpose doing that, don't let anyone tell you differently that you may not be as successful doing that, right? I know people will normally like to use the term happiness, but I don't know, happiness just doesn't sit well with me. Not because I don't like happiness, but just because what is happiness, right? Happiness comes and goes. It's a fleeting emotion. And I feel like, for the most part, men tend to search out purpose rather than happiness. And because if we search out happiness, it can be very self-serving and narcissistic sometimes. Because if we search for happiness and like self-fulfillment without considering our duty or our ability to give back to our communities, to our families, to our friends, if we don't tend to do that, I feel like we're missing out on our purpose, on what we're called to do. Because I think a lot of people lately in 2023 will say like, do whatever makes you happy, even if that's at the expense of someone else. And that's, to me, I feel like that's an awful ideology to live by. You know, do what makes you happy, even if that hurts someone else. It's like, God damn, that's awful, man. But you know, I think, and that's why I think purpose is such a deeper meaning, and I think it has such a really significant part of people's lives. Oh my gosh, super chat. Super chat from Silverlock. For $10, Silverlock says, always be yourself, and if it seems the person is pretending to be something else, get the hell out. Amen, Silverlock. Authenticity and humility and allowing someone to be their genuine selves is the best thing you can get out of one of the best things you can get out of a relationship. And I love that you said that, because being your genuine, authentic self, I think, is super important. And if someone doesn't accept that genuine, authentic self, get the hell out, like you said, brother. Man, dude, thank you for the $10. I gotta give you one of these.
I bid you stand, man of the West.
Mark McGrath says, my friends that are in their 40s tell me dating at their age is somehow easier. Really? Wow. Damn. Maybe I gotta wait another decade. So let's see. I'm just reading your guys' chats. That's okay. Here we go. Oh, well, actually, Rudy, before I get to your super chat, Zach says, Max, my dude, you look like an Uber chat who their parents are going to hate, but you're actually articulate and respectful. You short circuit these ladies. Maybe, Zax, maybe. I appreciate it, brother, but it's hard to find a balance, you know what I mean? It's hard to find, you know, in terms of, and I think that's the difficult part, is that, you know, I don't want to, what am I trying to say here? I guess I'm just thankful for your comment, man. Truly. It means a lot. I don't think I short circuit anyone. I think it's just difficult because I want to come across as someone who is respectful and articulate and, like you said, but I'm also kind of a nerd and a dork, but I also really like that side of me. But I want to be like this successful, really great provider for someone. But I don't know if that's really what women are, at least women here, are really necessarily looking for. So I don't know, man. I really don't understand it. I don't understand it. I think I provide something really great to a relationship, and I don't see I don't see that there are a lot of women who want to give that a chance, though. But which is fine. You know, like I said, I think or I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, but I'm still figuring things out. I'm not trying to like go headfirst in dating right now. I don't mind taking things slow. I'm not trying to marry the next woman I see, you know what I mean? So I'm taking things slow, and that's okay. Rudy for $9.99. Dude, you guys are crazy with these super chats. Thank you so much. He says, God will bless the path that you are on, and he will give you the helper, friend, partner, wife that you deserve. You're a good man, Charlie Brown. Ooh, rah. Semper Fi to that. Look at that. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Truly means a lot. For that $10, I'll give you one of these. Zach says, I need more only, Josh. Me too, Zax. I agree. But thank you again, Rudy, for the $10. That is very kind of you, brother. And yeah, I know that there is someone that he has on my path. I haven't met them yet. Or maybe I have met them, and I just don't know it yet. Who knows? But we will see. I'm not too scared. I'm not too worried, because I do know that ultimately I hope that God can make me, make me that man that I need to be for my future family. So Josh says, Zax, do we think Max's Uber Chad comes out in the bedroom? Do you think he has the cheesy, dirty talk like in adult films? Oh yeah, someone's gonna need a wheelchair tomorrow. Jesus. Oh man. I can neither confirm nor deny, Josh. Can neither confirm nor deny. Didn't we say that like Christians were the nastiest, craziest ones, like the horniest ones or whatever? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Jay, I can see that. Josh also says, side note, The Psychologist, it's one of the shows I have on PBC. Oh god, the chat jumped on me. No, Max is on episode 3. Interesting. I'm on a TV show? Another super chat for $9.99. Guys, you are insane. For $10, he says, Max, I believe you'll find the right woman one day. Don't lose faith like I did. God has a plan for you, and it will happen at the right time. Just keep being yourself and a great person. Cajun, that is super kind of you, man. Thank you so much. And I hope that you also believe that for yourself, man, truly. Because I know you said that you lost faith, as but I hope that you can heed your own words, that you can listen to your own words and believe that for yourself, man. Because I think that you also have a lot of incredible qualities that you can provide to a family, or provide for your girlfriend or your future wife or whoever that may be. So thank you for the $9.99, man. Let's give you some of this.
No mercy!
I still think to this day that is Zack Snyder's best film. Like, by far and away. By far and away. His best film is 300. So thank you again, Cajun, for $10. You're the man, brother. I appreciate that. But Paul says, Max, come to Texas. Oh, I wish, brother. One of these days. I got family here in Cali. I got to take care of. So I can't be leaving too soon. Josh says, I'm with you, Max. I'm good where I am. I do think I offer a lot, but if someone doesn't want that or want to respect that, I offer that, then they're not worth chasing. There you go. I appreciate you, saying you agree with that, Josh. Because, yeah. Just another red shirt. Hail, brother. Weird Science. Yo, what's up, Jim? Good to see you, dude. From Weird Science Comics. He says, I offer my wife and 5 kids one thing, a common enemy. They all just gang up on you. Too funny, man. Thanks for being here. Zach says, I don't remember who said it, but dating is way easier in your 30s. I'll believe it when I see it, Zach. Ben says, all right, guys, got to head off to physio soon, so I'll catch everyone next time. Cheers for a great stream, Max, as always. Hail to you, Ben. Thank you, as always, for your constant support, brother. God bless you, man. Have a safe time at physio. It's always brutal, but have a good time. Dylan says, I will say one of the best things about the Manosphere is that they encourage self-improvement. Take care of yourself so you can eventually take care of your family. I think, Dylan, at least from the Manosphere guys that I've seen, the Red Sphere guys, or Red Pill guys, is that they say self-improvement for the sake of your own success. So you can get as many bitches as you want. You know what I mean? And that's what I don't agree with. Like, I really appreciate the encouraged self-improvement aspect, but I've never heard them once say, like, to be that man for your family. I always just hear them say, seek self-improvement for your own success, to be the fucking, alpha, so you can get all these bitches. And it's like, I don't know if I agree with that. So yeah. But I just realized it's been like however long, and I haven't even gotten into the types of women that I've found here in California. But I almost don't think I really need to go into it because we've been talking for so long. Ooh, Josh, that'd be a good stream. I'd watch that. So here are just a couple of the, I guess you could say, stereotypes that I've found on dating apps. And by no means am I trying to be, mean or, objectifying or judgmental or anything. But this is just what I've noticed so far here in California. So in 2023, as a 30-year-old. So the dog mom. The dog mom will tend to say, my dog always comes first because he's perfect, and yes, this makes me a mother. So, the dog mom on dating apps normally has like 2 or 3 pictures of the dog, and is like, that's her life, right? That is her obsession. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, these are just things that I see. These are just things that I have seen on these dating apps that I figure I would share with you guys. So yeah, the first one is the dog mom. The next one that I have is the weed chick. The weed chick normally says something like, I have no interesting qualities about me, so I base my entire identity on smoking weed and blame my shitty personality on horoscopes. The weed chick and the, where's the other one? The festival chick. Those tend to kind of mold together. Those kind of tend to be in the same realm. You know what I mean? They tend to be the same type of person. The festival chicks has like the good vibes only type of thing, or the good vibes only like bio. The festival chick will say, I'm spiritual and experience the world through like EDM music. I can't function without drugs or alcohol, and I hear voices through rocks. Nadia, what's up, Nadia? Are we shrimping on tonight's stream? Hail to you, Nadia. Thank you so much for being here. So I feel like those two are kind of like the only thing that they really have to offer is just like, this this type of mentality of just like, I really don't have anything interesting about myself other than just like this psychedelic EDM type of, personality. And it's not for everyone. It's not for me, but there are some guys who are like, oh, hell yeah. Dylan says, no MVP, you're right. They do encourage self-improvement for selfish reasons. The chat jumped on me. I was the one saying the self-improvement should be for not only yourself, but also your family. Absolutely, Dylan. And, I agree with you there, brother. Cause I think, and maybe there are some red pill guys that may say, be the best self for your family, but maybe I guess I just don't see that as much. But Dylan, I agree with you that what you had said about the family aspect of the thing. Josh says the festival peeps tend to be the cocaine Molly crowd. Yeah. Nadia shrimping. Voices through rocks. Yeah, man. Oh, Josh putting the otter emoji. I am the ultimate otter. Nadia, I'm sorry. I cannot go on that podcast. There is no way. I mean, they could tell me how much they'd pay me, and I still probably would say no. I don't know. Yeah, Zax, they're otters, man. I'm the ultimate otter. Do you not know this? I'm like the perfect otter. Okay, what else? You have a lot of moms. I don't really have like a quote or anything, but there have been a lot of women that are moms on these apps. And for a lot of guys, I would say that is an automatic deal breaker. They could be a 10 out of 10 personality, a 10 out of 10 looks, could have their life together and be successful and be loving and all this stuff. But just the fact that they have a kid, a lot of guys immediately will say, no, that's a deal breaker. And I think it's tough to say until you're actually in that situation, right? Because I have talked to women who have kids. I've never dated anyone that has had kids, but you never, like I said, you never really know until you're actually there in that relationship. Because I know that there are a lot of guys that probably would be okay with taking that kid as their own, and more power to them, And I don't know if I would have I don't know. I would hope that if I were in that situation, I would be okay and understanding. But at the same time, you and your wife want to start your own family, and you don't want to necessarily have to have the other dad involved. Because, like, what if that was a messy divorce or a messy breakup or a messy marriage? Like, it's tough, man. It's a tough dilemma. But you see a lot of single mothers on both of these apps. Because I know, like, a lot of guys within the red pill manosphere would say that, like, and actually just guys in general say that women who tend to have a kid will automatically be devalued, right? Their value has already gone down because they've already been with another man for however many years, with a child, with divorce papers, with this, with like that's a lot of baggage for a relationship. So like I said, it's not the easiest dilemma there. And I would never be able to say, oh yeah, I would totally be okay with that until I were actually in that situation, right? So I don't know. For me, I don't think I'm at a maturity level, nor am I at a career level where I want to be, where I could sustain a family right now, like me, a mother and a daughter, or me, a mother and a son. Like, I would not be able to provide for them financially right now. So, like, that's just kind of off the table. So, stuff like that. Lady G says, listen, as bad as those two R types are, they got nothing on the Zodiac chicks. Oh my gosh, I'm a Libra, so I'm loyal and a fighter. As long as we're comparable. Please, God, make it stop. Lady G, I think the The Zodiac falls falls directly into the weed chick and the festival chick. I think they're all an amalgamation of like the one person, right? So thank you, Zax. I am the perfect daughter. And like I said, this is not me trying to like bash these women or like being hateful. This is just what I see. Because I'm sure women see the same thing about guys, right? Women see the guys with the fish. You know, there's always a picture of a guy with a fish by a lake and he's holding up the fish like, check it out, look what I got. There's always a guy with a shirtless selfie, right? There's always that guy. So we can do the same fucking thing on both sides. So I know I could probably get canceled because I'm misogynistic or whatever, but this happens on both sides. Women do the same thing. They see men and they go, oh, it's another one of this type of guy, you know? Because I'm sure I'm a type of guy. On my profile, I have military photos. I have Christian conservative. What else do I have? I have I think I have a picture of me in a suit. So, you know, like I could be a stereotype, a Christian conservative stereotype. They're like, oh, next, swipe. Anyway. Nadia says, hashtag give Mills a chance. Moms need love too, says Weird Science. Yep. Lady G says, oh yeah, if God forbid hubby decides he's going to rush to the death do us part portion of the vows, I've resigned myself to growing old and dying alone. Oh wow, Lady G. Really? So you wouldn't look for love afterwards? I respect that a lot. I respect that a shit ton. I think my parents would probably do the same. Granted, they're older, but I think that they wouldn't really need a companion or someone to be with. I think they would be totally content having been with the person that they loved, right? So, Rudy says, with my wife, she had 2 kids, 1 teen, 1 preteen, and God worked out what needed to be worked out, so it can be okay. Well, hail to you, Rudy, for having the patience and understanding. And see, that's the thing is like, I don't know if I would be in a place right now to be able to do that. So, Rudy, hail to you, brother, for you know, and your wife, because you guys were able to make that work. So, I love that, man, and I hope that you guys are doing well. Zach says, Nadia, tell this man. Later, Roman, have a great night, brother. Yes, we are going after Libras, Josh. Oh, that's a good point, Dylan. He says, I think a big fear is that they have no connection to the kid. If you raise them for 18 years, the last thing you want to hear from her is, he's not even yours. Yeah, that would just be a fucking knife to the heart, right? That would be brutal, man. Nadia says, thank the Lord I'm married. I volunteer to be a cat lady if I had to date now. No kidding, Nadia. Jeez. And you've got a good one. You've got a good one on your hands. Paul, that's my next one. I'm about to get to that one as well, Paul. Josh says, I feel there is some sort of basis of truth to zodiac behaviors that are then formed further based on development and on environment. I'm not even going to acknowledge that, Josh. No, I'm kidding. Zach says, I've dated single moms. Most of them were great. Hey-o. There you go, Zach. There you go. Everyone's got their thing, right? Josh says, nobody is ever ready for kids. Yeah, I guess that's true, right? I guess that's very true. No one can really say like, oh, we're finally financially stable, you know? But so yeah, so it's a tough road to go down, right? Josh says, Max, I would challenge you to say, I like you, but I'm not sure I'm ready to step into a fatherly role, then go from there. You might surprise yourself. I mean, you know, thankfully the women that I have talked to about that stuff, we never got further than like a first date or a phone call. So it's never really had to be something that I've actually had to address too much. But Zach says, the thing is everyone has complications, including us, maybe not Josh. Josh is perfect. You have to decide what complications you're okay with. Right, and I think that that's fair. You know, like if a woman's preference is that she wants a guy who makes a certain amount of money, I think it's fair that a guy would say, I want a woman who doesn't have kids. And I think that's a totally fair, like, preference, right? Is that fair for me to say? Chat, tell me if I'm being a bigot, you know? But like, I think that is a fair assessment for a man to say, you know what? I don't think I would be okay with having someone else's child, or raising someone else's child. That's just a preference that I have, and I hope that you're okay with that. You know what I mean? I think that's fair to say. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But JK says, I love being a parent. Dude, that is awesome. I can't wait, man. I think it'll actually be fun. I think it'll be it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a challenge, but yeah, I think that would be really cool. And thank you, Zax. Yeah, I think it's completely fair for to have that type of delineation, right? Or to have that kind of standard to say, you know what, this is kind of where I have to draw my line. So, the other one I have is the tough chick. This one is pretty funny. Well, okay. I wrote it mean, so I don't mean this to be mean, but this is just what I've seen, okay? The tough chick normally says, I'm so scared of affection or any type of real intimacy that I base my entire personality on being a sarcastic asshole who's just one of the guys. She normally says, you aren't cooler than I am, so don't even try. But I also have crippling depression. This is, you see, like, surprisingly, you actually see a lot of, I wouldn't say like conservative women, but more like right-leaning women who tend to be like, yeah, fuck that, man, yeah. And it's like, it comes across as like really abrasive and aggressive. And I'm not sure I'm on board with that type of, like, you know, I would love a conservative woman, but I don't need her to be a fucking like nail biter, you know, chewing bowls of cereal full of nails and being like, fuck yeah, bro. I don't know if that's for me. I think not my style. So, but I have seen that quite often. See? Yes, exactly, Josh. Max over here continuing his run as the most hated man on the interwebs. Exactly. Weird Science says, get him, Max. Sorry, dude. This is just what I see. I'm giving you guys the deets, the inside scoop on Hinge and Bumble. The other one that I see a lot is the crime junkie. These women normally say, nothing makes me happier than watching horrific acts of violence displayed in gruesome detail in a Netflix documentary while I drink an entire bottle of wine. And to be fair, you know, the crime junkies, there are a lot of them. And I don't mind crime junkies. I think that's their hobby, right? That's their like fascination. Heyo, we've got Woad for another $10. Oh man, he says my chat is broken. Oh gosh dang it, dude. I'm so sorry that your chat is broken. It's yeah, because I don't know why it's not coming up on my stream, but you said emailed wonderful YouTube support, but wanted to say much love to you all and God bless. Keep doing great things, Max. Hail the chat and God bless to you all. God bless to you, Woad Warrior. Hail to the Emperor. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so sorry that your chat isn't working, my man, but thank you again for the $10. And here's one last clip for you before you head out.
I am iron. I am wrath. I am doom.
Hail. Oh, Cajun, you know what? Tugs is definitely a crime junkie. Absolutely. See, Weird Science, yep. His wife is a crime junkie too. I don't mind crime. Like I said, I've dated crime junkies before, man. I know exactly who they are. But yes, they are plotting to murder you, Josh. It's exactly what it is. Lady G says part 2, myself in a position. Oh, okay. Where's part 1? Part 1. Lady G, maybe I missed part 1. I don't see it here. Yeah, I don't see part 1. I'm sorry, Lady G. Jim says, it scares me. She is learning every day. Exactly, dude. They know how to hide the evidence. You will never... It'll be like you never existed. That's the scary part, right? The next one after the crime junkie is the hot girl. Oh, we all know the hot girl. The hot girl normally says, I live life on easy mode and have literally never had to work a single day in my life because my good looks get me everything. Therefore, I haven't had to develop any type of personality or interpersonal conversational skills, so I respond to people with, hey. Yeah, the hot girl is very interesting because she knows that she's hot. So she knows that she doesn't need a personality per se. She knows that she can get by through life, or in life, by just kind of existing. She doesn't really have to be interesting. She doesn't have to be funny. She doesn't have to do anything. Guys will like her just because she's hot. I personally think it's one of the most unattractive things possible, but you get a lot of hot girls. And directly underneath that is very similar. Both are almost interchangeable, very similar, but they're kind of subsections of each other, right? The OnlyFans thought. Aren't the OnlyFans thoughts like our favorite? Haven't we seen them so many times on Max's Man Cave at this point? The OnlyFans thought says, I'm going to post pictures of nothing but my ass and then link my Instagram and OnlyFans so I can get more followers to simp for me. But don't you dare objectify me. I'm a strong, independent woman. I'm on every medication known to man to deal with my depression and anxiety. That tends to be the case for a lot of the OnlyFans thoughts, unfortunately. Whoa, that's cool, Rudy. He says, my wife works for the San Diego Police Department. That is dope, man. Good for her. That's badass. Anonymous says, hot girls do learn a skill. They are master manipulators. Oh, no. And seek out guys that will bend to her beauty. Anonymous, very well said. Very well said. I have to add that to my little notes here. Dylan says you need to find out what their hardcore values are compared to what they are more malleable on. Like being pro-life is a big issue that I wouldn't compromise because it's a core value for me. Dylan, that kind of comes into play when we see later like the activist mentality, right? Because I do see some, I guess, moderate women. I don't very much see conservative, like classic conservative women. I see a lot of women that are moderate. And for that, I would have to ask them, well, what's your stance on this? What's your take on this? What is your religion? You know, like those are questions that you have to ask when you want to get into a serious relationship. But the hot girl somehow doesn't want to be judged for being a hot girl that hasn't had to try. Yeah. Like, Jim, if you tell her, like, hey, it's fine. Like, you've never had to work. That's okay. They will get really mad at you for saying that. And it's like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just telling you, you're very beautiful. So you have never, like, no one's ever frowned at you. Literally no one has ever even frowned at you before. Like, that's living life on easy mode. It's fine. Like, I've never experienced that, but the fact that you have that, it's cool. Whatever. Oh, I think I have seen that, Josh, that clip. That's pretty funny. Cajun says, no, Max, it's strong, independent whammon. That is badass, says Zax, yeah. Paul says, night all need to go to bed and start another long week. Hey, Paul, get some good needed rest and recovery. Have a great week, brother. Looking forward to seeing you soon on the next stream. Josh says, I would totally date a cop. Josh, maybe you should be the Reno 911 cop for Halloween with the little shorty shorts. I think you'd look good in that, right? Yeah, with the handcuffs and everything. Exactly, Cajun. Exactly. We went over festival one. This one is interesting. Hold on, let me read this from Josh. He says, so see, this is partially my thing with single moms. The ones I know are pro-life, and that's why they had their kid. But despite being credible people who made a mistake, they get written off. Interesting. Yeah, that's... And see, yeah, Josh, that's the dilemma, right? Is because people will automatically say, they'll judge them and say, I don't want a woman who's already had a kid. Because I agree, it's like, I have baggage, right? I'm not perfect. But it's like if I had my baggage on display for people to see, and though she may love that kid, and though I may love that kid too, it's still technically baggage. And so for a lot of guys, they have to decide if that is the baggage that they want to deal with. So yes, you need the white ostrich cowboy boots. Exactly. He's in that every Thursday night. Lady G says, what about Western fantasy action anime junkie girls who love music, play 6 instruments, know 4 languages, have more books than we'll ever read, minis everywhere, play video games, and loves Jesus? Lady G, I would say, where can I get on one knee and propose to her tomorrow? What flight do I need to get on to marry that woman? What type of person that would be, though? I think that would probably fall under the nerd. You know, like each one of these women has like a term, right? You've got the hot girl, you've got the OnlyFans thought, you've got the dog mom, you've got all the different, characteristics. I think that would fall under the nerd. Or maybe like the horse girl. I don't know. The anime girl. I don't know. That's a tough one. The other one that I've seen as well, surprisingly, I've only seen like 2 of these really. But the Christian conservative girls, they're out there here in California. The only thing is that though, the ones that I do see, and I've had instances with this like in college too, where they'll have like one bad date with a guy, and then they'll say like, men are trash, and I'm just gonna like, God will send me the perfect man, and I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna wait for God to send me the perfect man, because men are trash. When it's like in reality, there are like plenty of men that would love to date her and take her out, but she's just like, no, God will send me the right one. And it's like, well, you have to kind of engage with some of these men that want to date you. So that happens a lot with the Christian conservative. The last one is the one that you guys have all been waiting for. This is the one that we all know is California to a T. This is the one that is probably the most I see on these dating apps, and I wish that I were joking. Like, I truly do wish that I were kidding. But this is the one that you tend to see the most. I would say you see a lot of moms, first and foremost, and the second one being the activist. The activist normally says, or has like this type of, quote, I'm fully vaccinated and boosted. My pronouns are they, them, zim, zer. My interests are LGBTQ rights, Black Lives Matter, feminism, atheism, and socialism. I don't want kids or marriage. I love Star Wars and Disney. This is by far as much of a stereotype of that it sounds like, and it sounds like I'm making this up. I wish that I were kidding. I truly do. Yeah, Josh, some Christian conservative girls are a trap. 100%. You gotta watch out. Lady G says, I get asked all the time if all 4 kids are mine. When I say yes, they ask how many baby daddies. Oh no. See, Josh, yeah, Josh says that's what I see most as well. We're on the same, we're on two different teams, and yet we see the same people. It's wild. And that's the thing, is that with the activist, they will be very upfront and blatant about anti-Trump, anti-conservative, anti-Christian, like super upfront about this stuff. Whereas like the Christian conservative women they won't say like Trump 2024. They'll just say like, I love God, I love Jesus, and I want a man who's going to provide for me. It's a very different mindset. Cajun says if she likes Disney Star Wars, run as fast as you can. Ash says that's what she sees in New York too, right? Ash, yeah, you and Josh and I, we see the same thing. We see the same thing. The interesting thing is that like they'll also say like, the best date to take me out on is like a rally, or like a protest, or a drag queen show. Like these are legitimate places that I've seen women on their dating profile say our first date can be at a Black Lives Matter protest or rally, or a trans rights activist rally, or a drag queen show. These are all places that they want to be taken to for like a date. Yeah. Jim, I love that. And their profile should end with, "And I hate you already." And that's why I don't understand. It's like they have these dating profiles, but it's like, are they looking for other women? Or are they looking for a guy who's maybe a trans man? Because they're definitely not. I don't think they would be looking for like just a straight cis white guy, right? I don't know. But those profiles always baffle me. The one thing that I didn't add is they tend to be, once again, this is a preference. I will get this one will get me in the dog pound. This one will get me canceled for life. Do I want to say it? It doesn't. It's not just the activist profile. It's not just the activist. This is just kind of overarching. I am not the slimmest guy in the world. Okay, we already see where this is going. But the women on a lot of these apps, I would say most that I see, if they are part of the like activist thing or like, whatever, do tend to be heavy, very, very heavy set, 250 pounds plus. And normally their profile will say something to the effect of, "Hey, I'm a big girl, so I hope you can handle that." And it's like, I love me some big girls, right? Like most of the women that I've dated are bigger. I like that more. I prefer women with curves. I prefer women with meat on their bones. I don't date women who tend to be like 110 pounds, but like when we're reaching upwards of like 300 pounds, like that's a totally different story, right? So, Rachel says, when you know what you want, you can get a date, even in 2023 California. I hope so. Josh says, oh my God, Max. Josh, I'm fluffy. I got some fluff on. I got some thickness in the midsection. You know what I mean? I'm not the thinnest guy in the world. Yeah, Lady G says, it's okay, Max, you're not a whale hunter. Right? And I think that's fair, right? There are some guys who like that, I prefer me. What's like a good size, health is important, says Josh. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm on board with bigger girls. I actually prefer them, like I said. But Josh says, "Oh my God, Max, shut the fuck up. I'm not the slimmest guy in the world," as he walks around looking like a fucking action figure. I wish. Trying to get there. One of these days I'll look like an action figure. But thank you, Josh. Mike has bad knee says, "You're going to say that they're better looking." You know what? Actually, I've noticed that there are a lot of really good looking activist women. Like a lot of the, like I'll be scrolling through their profile and I'll be like, "Oh my God, this woman's gorgeous." And then I look at all the interests and stuff at their bio and I'm like, "Oh, never mind." So I see, they're out there. George Dimitropoulos, once again with $2, says they are looking for a guy to peg. Oh no. I guess so, brother. I guess so. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Let's get that air horn. You know what? Yeah, you may not be wrong. They're looking to be the dominant one, right? Holy shit, Ash, for real? You've literally seen ones that say no white people. That is racist as fuck. I mean, okay. I understand people have their preferences. But like to just outwardly, blatantly say, yeah, no, fuck white people. That's pretty, I don't know. That's pretty, I've never seen that before, but that's pretty interesting. Yes, I agree, Josh. Women should have curves. Those are called honey traps, Max. Don't fall for it. I'll keep my eyes out, Lady G. I'll be on the lookout. Be on patrol. Wait, Zax, what are you trademarking? Zach says, "I got you, Max. You have no run, block, or pass block. If you do both, you do neither." What? I'm lost. Anonymous says, "You want Gina Carano? Bless up, my man. Amen to that." Gina Carano, chef's kiss. Gorgeous, beautiful face, right? Really beautiful smile. Light, bright eyes that light up the room. But also, she's a thick girl. Like, she would not be able to date a guy who's like 150 pounds. Like, that man's got to have some meat on his bones too to be with her, I feel like. But then again, that's a big thing I see a lot in California is like, there are a lot of women who are dating, like, the new trend is like tall, skinny guys. That's like a big thing right now is like these like really voluptuous, curvy women, thicker women dating like these guys that weigh less than them. And I'm like, what is happening right now? Dylan says, "The problem is a lot of men will just pretend to be into that stuff just to smash and move on." Oh, but do you think that they could put up with it, Dylan? That being said, I appreciate the fact that these women make their personalities clear, easier to avoid. You are not wrong, Dylan. 100%. Yeah, because it's like those rattlesnakes. When you get close to them, they start rattling, and so you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, okay, I'm not gonna go over there." And if you go over there and you get bit, that's on you, my man. So it's kind of that rattler. That's them being like, "Hey, I'm into all this shit. So if you're into that, cool. But if not, then don't swipe right." Josh says, "Oh, he's seen no black people and no Asians." Whoa. That maybe it's just because I haven't seen that, but that to me seems so wild. I would, yeah, that's crazy. Oh my God. Josh, yeah, you would never want to get Gina angry in a relationship. Like, "Babe, I did the dishes for you. Babe, I got you some coffee." Like, everything you do would just be, "Please don't beat me up." Mommy Carano, Mommy Gina. Ash says, I have screenshots of pretty bad bios on Bumble and Hinge. Me too, Ash. The like really bad ones that I see, I screenshot them and I actually send them to Josh and I go, I got you beat. And then he'll send me one and I'm like, oh, never mind. Yours are way worse. Yours are way worse. But yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess maybe the skin thing is skin color is more of a preference when it comes to dating. But Lady G says, I'm so glad I'm married. Good Lord, I wouldn't want to try dating now, right? So yeah, maybe I spoke too soon. That the no white people for me seems a bit much. That seems like very, I don't know, it seems really aggressive. But if that's their preference, maybe that's their preference. I don't know. The Twilight Man frame you've seen, hubby, not my thing. Yeah, right? We've all seen Lord Gravemaster. He is no thin man. Yeah, I mean muscle, it's literally your job. Yep. Yeah, no, yeah. Max, when he sees Gina, bench me, mommy. Exactly. Oh, man, too funny. Well, initially, I thought this stream was going to be about an hour long, but thanks to you, chat, we went about 2 hours tonight. And look at me, I was saying like, oh, it'll just be an hour. We won't really have too much to talk about. And then look at what we've got started. Well, thank you guys for hanging out tonight. I think I'll probably end it there. I've laughed way too hard at this whole dating thing. And I think you have to, right? You kind of have to laugh at some of this stuff because dating is really difficult right now. Whether you're straight, you're gay, you're bi, doesn't matter who you are, dating is really difficult in 2023. Whether you're Christian, whether you're atheist, whether you're, left or right, I think people have completely different values right now, and it's really difficult to find commonality. So, ooh, I like that, Rudy. He says, hashtag thick does the trick. There you go. Mike has bad knees says, a lot of the skin preference thing has to do with what the people close to them will think. Oh, yeah, okay. I could see that. Lady G says, building up your stamina, Max. Ended on Gina, a good way to go out. DC, yep. Ended on a high note. Cajun says, enjoyed this solo stream, need more of these. Have a good night, Max and chat. Well, thanks, Cajun. Yeah, I promised you guys 2 weeks ago that I wanted to try and do more of these solo streams for y'all. It's a way for me to just interact with you guys and also give you guys a bit of what's going on in my life. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about comics or Warhammer or pop culture or Hollywood or any of that. It can just be stuff like this. It's fun. It's like, talk about dating or talk about school or talk about, relationships, whatever it is. So I appreciate you guys sticking around tonight and hanging out because, this is fun for me to talk with you guys and have these conversations. Josh says, dude, you absolutely have to laugh. Dating is rough, even outside of the crazy. You're constantly putting yourself out there. 100%, Josh. I agree, brother. Thanks, Zax. He says, great show, Max. Dude, thank you, man. Zax, I can't beat y'all's show last night, though. That show will go down in infamy, my man. I seriously have never seen a show like that before. Ever. I am so thankful I was in the chat for that. I will remember that forever. Too funny. Next week's show, what's your favorite recipe? Oh, you know what? I don't really cook all that much. I'm honestly not a good cook at all either. So, Jay, hopefully we gave you some laughs tonight, and we hope that we were feeling better. Hopefully these laughs gave you a little bit of levity tonight, but we're all praying for your speedy recovery. Josh says, night, brother. The text group is texting about mags. We've got us. Oh, boy. Do I check now? Do I look now, Josh? Oh. Well, yeah. Well, Josh, I'll be texting you right after this then. I'll see you in just a second. But Rachel also says, love these catch-ups as always. Lady G says, we'll practice cooking. Maybe that'll be a hobby I pick up later, but right now, with working out, painting minis, reading comics, making YouTube videos, going to school, I just do the basic grill my chicken, grill my burgers, put it in some rice and steamed veggies, and I'm good for the day. So there you go, Josh. Hey, now we're talking. Yeah, y'all could help me. Y'all could help me learn how to cook. So, but Dylan says, "Great show. See you next week, good sir." Thank you, and I will see you guys next week. Now I will say next week I may not be able to do the stream next week. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do one like maybe Thursday or something. We'll figure something out, but I don't know if I'll be able to be here on Sunday. We'll figure something out though. Oh, whoa. Josh, I'll make you a mod here. I don't know if I can do it through my app right now, but I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it after the stream is over, because yeah, you should be a mod. What the hell? But all that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight. Thank you all for the amazing super chats. Let's get one more applause for all the super chats tonight. That was incredible. Lady G, 100%. If a lady can feed me well, put a ring on it. Put a ring on it. Cajun says, do one the week after for my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Cajun. When's your birthday, brother? Let me know. We'll give you a birthday shout out. So, with all that being said, enjoy y'all's week. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. These are always so much fun to just be one-on-one with y'all. And these solo streams will happen more often. Like I said, we will do this more often for y'all. And I will post the other members video. So if you guys are members, be sure to keep your eye out this week for another video that I'll post for you guys with me in my suit, my business, video, because that'll be interesting. I think you guys will get a kick out of that. There was one other thing that I was going to say. Oh, please do watch the videos that I've posted this week. I posted one on Friday and I posted one this morning. So if you guys want to see some published videos, go watch those. If you liked the best and worst comics of the week, let me know as well, because I will continue to do those if it seems like it's going to get some good traction. So I had a lot of fun making it, but I also do want to make sure that it's beneficial for you guys. So with all that being said, have a great rest of the week, guys. Thank you for being here this evening, and we will talk to y'all later. Reject modernity and embrace your legacy. See y'all next week. Ciao. Bye-bye. Goodbye for now. Sayonara.